Hi, Ben here from If Nutrition, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things that I often find catch people out when it comes to losing weight. I know a lot of people struggle when it comes to losing weight. Something unexpected happens, kind of knocks you off your game, you become a bit disheartened, you can kind of give up thinking this isn't for me, it's not going to work, for some reason I'm different and I just can't lose weight. Well, that simply isn't the case, and over the next tips, hopefully we're going to clear that up for you. So point number 1, calorie deficit is key. I know a lot of people talk about you don't need to track macros, you don't need to do this, as long as you intermittent fast, you'll lose weight. That's irrelevant. That is just the vehicle that gets you there. The mechanism behind weight loss is being in a calorie deficit. I cover this in more videos. I'll pop the link in the description below if you want to go into more detail of it. But the long and the short is calorie deficit is making sure that you are consuming less calories on a daily basis than the calories you need. That way, your body will turn to its fat stores to burn that as fuel to basically get you through. This way, we lose weight. Whereas the alternative, when you're in a calorie surplus and you're consuming more calories than you need on a daily basis, your body is going to store that as fat, which is what we don't want. And more often than not, when you find people that are not losing weight, it is going to be because of a calorie deficit, not some mystery. It is just simply people are consuming more calories than they need on a daily basis. So before we move on to the next step, I'd love to know, is a calorie deficit a new concept for you, or is it something that you've kind of been aware of and you're currently monitoring your calories to make sure that you are in a deficit? Let me know yes or no in the comments below, and let's get on to the next point. Point number 2, not all food is created equal. Not all food will fill you up the same. People look at portion size and they think, oh, I'm only eating a little bowl of this. But if it's very calorie dense, so for example, you find this with a lot of foods that are heavy in fats. Fats will not fill you up as much as carbohydrates and protein will. So how you pick your foods, picking whole foods that are close to source, that are really nutrient dense, it will help you keep you fuller for longer, and also it's going to be better for you. The more nutrient dense it is, the more goodness your body is getting from that food. So don't make the mistake of just looking at calories and seeing the overall calorie and saying, wow, the calories are about the same. If you eat something such as, chicken pasta versus a load of kind of fatty foods or sweets, you are going to find the chicken pasta is going to keep you a lot fuller, a lot longer, and therefore you are going to be less likely to want to snack. Point number 3, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. I find this a lot, especially when we start going into kind of like intermittent fasting protocols, which is effectively skipping breakfast, not eating from your last meal of the day, which is dinner, all the way through until lunch the next day. Basically gives us a smaller window to consume those calories in. Now, a lot of people say to lose weight, to be healthy, you need to eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. That is not true. If you are one of these people that get incredibly hangry, that have to eat breakfast, then yes, you need to eat breakfast and it's important for you. But it's important for you to get a good breakfast, not some crappy cereal that's full of sugar. You want something decent. So you want something like oats, or you want to be eating eggs, or something that's actually going to fill you up. Whereas for a lot of people, myself included, I do not need to eat breakfast. I don't like eating breakfast. I feel sluggish all morning, so I simply don't do it. By doing that, I get to have a really good filling lunch, really good filling dinner, and a snack in between. I'm a lot fuller at my meals, and I'm not trying to split the calories that I'm going to eat for the day between 3 meals. I've only got it between 2, which helps me feel fuller at mealtime. Point number 4, the plateau. Now, depending on how long you are running on a calorie deficit to lose weight, as long as you are in a calorie deficit, you will ultimately, after long enough, reach a plateau, which means that the amount of calories you were eating to get that kind of regular fat loss, your body will slowly adapt, your metabolism will get better. Even subtle things like your body will stop moving and fidgeting as much to bring down the amount of calories you're burning. Your body wants to try and keep the needs of your body in line with what you are getting. And also, as you lose weight, your calorie requirements will become less. So just be aware, if you have been on a diet a while, you've got your calories set and you're finding that you're just not hitting those targets anymore, it's probably because you need to decrease the calories that you are eating again. Now, just one thing on this, if you have been on a significantly reduced amount of calories for a long enough time, it might be that you need to basically reverse diet. I cover this in another video, again I'll link it below, but it basically means a period of eating your calories back up very, very slowly and just re-establishing your maintenance calories. Then once you've re-established them, you're able to cut again and bring the calories down. Effectively, it just reprograms your metabolism and basically gets you consuming more calories. So I covered that in a different video, but just be aware that the plateau is real. After long enough, the amount of calories that you're consuming on a cut will need to be decreased further. So if you've been sat on it for a while and you're no longer losing weight, that will be why. Point number 5, the hunger. Now, this is a real thing. You know, you are always going to have a certain amount of hunger, especially when you're on a deficit, especially when you're on a cut. But quite often, this can actually be down to thirst. So you find just having a glass of water can sometimes just eradicate that feeling of hunger. But you're always going to deal with a certain little element of hunger, which is why I love intermittent fasting so much, because you get through the morning, you have a couple of black coffees, you deaden off that hunger. By the time you get to lunch, you're having a big filling lunch and a big filling dinner, and you don't really think about it. Because for me, I know that in the evenings, that is when I want a snack. So I want to make sure that I have a good dinner that fills me up and eliminates the kind of want for me to snack then. Whereas I find in the morning, I'm a lot more on the go, I'm doing a lot more stuff, and I'm not really thinking about it. But a lot of the time, if you're feeling hungry, I cover it in another video on how to deal with it. So the link will be in the description if you want to check that out. But ultimately, you have to accept a certain amount of hunger. It will pass, but like I say, there's nothing wrong as such. You know, your body is fine with it. It's just it wants more calories, and you obviously don't want to give it more calories because you want to cut. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more nutritional videos just like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.